God morning. We are now live on Clubhouse, YouTube, Facebook. Our daily morning spiritual practice together of meditation, A Course in Miracles, our card for the day, and our Galactic Signature for the day. Began it all with breathing deeply. Deep breath is a prayer. Release with an ah. Ah. Fill your lungs. Release with an ah. Ah. Fill your lungs, and as you breathe, inhale and let the air hit the back of your throat and make a tiny snoring sound. Inhale through your nose. Let the air hit the back of your throat and make a tiny snoring sound. And release with an ah. Ah. Again, inhale through the nose, a deep inhale, and imagine, the air is going to the bottom of your lungs. And when you exhale all the stale air at the bottom of the lungs. Inhale, snoring sound. Blow up like a puffer fish. Inhale some more. Release with an ah. Ah. Inhale, fill up your lungs. Calm your nervous system. Relax. Inhale, snoring sound. Smile. Your body loves it. Fresh oxygen. Fill your lungs, fill up, fill your lungs. Exhale with an ah, ah. And on this next big inhale and big exhale, drop your shoulders on the exhale. Signal to your body to relax. Inhale, big inhale, snoring sound. Smile. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Ah. This is simple chair yoga. You can do it at any time. You can do it anywhere. You can even breathe while you're driving. It'll make you more alert. Deep breath in, snoring sound. Fill your lungs. Fill it. Fill it some more. When you feel your lungs are full, take it another tiny sip. Hold it, smile, and release with an ah. Drop your shoulders. Ah. Feel the tingle. Scan your body. Scan your energetic system. All the hundreds of chakras throughout your being. Chakras at all of your inner organs. Chakras in all of your limbs. Chakras in your hands and feet and fingers. All joints have chakras. Scan yourself. Scan your body. Scan your energetic system. Feel the tingle of your breathing. This is the aliveness of spirit. Acknowledging Source as the one life, the one love, the one breath, the one in all, through all, as all, known by many names. Today we chant, and our chant is I am that I am. Starting off slowly, find your own rhythm and cadence. Breathe rhythmically. Use your Kegels. Kegel. You're squeezing the energy up, as Dr. Joe Dispenza has taught us. And watch your core. Hold your core strength. Spine straight. Straighten your spine. Just take a moment to just straighten your spine. Crown to the heavens. Take a moment and make sure your crown is to the heavens. Palms open and receptive. Feet flat on the ground. Ground of being. Deep breath in. Release. And we begin. I am that I am. 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 Breathe. Activating the light body. Activating healing currents in the body temple and beyond. Activating knowledge of divinity as self. Activating awareness of self as divine. Being still on the inside. Now set your intention for the day. Not control, intention. What are you creating today? What are you giving attention to today? And how are you doing it? Today, it's my intention to create more on this novel and to do it in all joy, excellence, happiness, and fulfillment. Today, it is also my intention to give great attention, as it is Money Monday, to my finances and make 3 investments in crypto that I've been looking at, and to do it in trust, harmony, and from an ascended consciousness of alignment. Therefore, I know I am guided in everything I do with my money, and I know that I have very good, right outcomes. I'm always divinely guided in what to do in every aspect of my life. It is my intention today to visit one of the most traveled to spiritual sites on the planet in awe, in reverence, in humility, so that I may draw from it all energies that are pertinent to my life now for healing, for service, for upliftment, for remembrance of divinity. Set your intention now. A master knows what they are going to do because a spiritual gangster is led by a spirit. Set your intention now for your day, beloved. What will you do? Who will you do it with? How will you be? Why are you creating what you're creating? Send out that powerful intention now. And now, completely vibed up, light body activated, we now give our awareness and attention to A Course in Miracles, Lesson 10. These thoughts do not mean anything. Breathe, and when you are ready, if you're following along in the book, you have it before you. If you're following along online, it is ACIM.org. Slowly open your eyes. Slowly. Returning an aspect of our awareness to the time-space continuum while remaining completely in our consciousness of divinity. And breathing. My thoughts do not mean anything. This is the central idea for the day. Let us proclaim it together to self. Remember, you can't change anyone else's consciousness. Therefore, you might as well just change your own. And by energetic inference and law of resonance, other people kind of change around you because they want to, if they want to. You give attention to you. Yay! And say it to yourself, my thoughts do not mean anything. My thoughts do not mean anything. My thoughts do not mean anything. This idea applies to all the thoughts of which you are aware or become aware in the practice periods. The reason the idea is applicable to all of them is that they are not your real thoughts. Therefore, my thoughts do not mean anything. This idea for today applies to all my thoughts. We have made this distinction before. We'll do so again. You have no basis for comparison as yet. When you do, you will have no doubt that when you once believed what you once believed were your thoughts did not mean anything. Breathe. Remember, as the Course said, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to agree with it. Some of the ideas may be disturbing. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. It's all good. Just do the exercises. It's all good. This is the second time we have used this kind of idea. The form is only slightly different. This time, the idea is introduced with my thoughts instead of these thoughts. And no link is made overtly with the things around you. You see, we're continuing yesterday, and we're getting a little deeper there in consciousness, because yesterday we said these thoughts. Today we're saying my thoughts, and we're not looking around. The emphasis is now on the lack of reality of what you think you think. That what I am thinking has no real reality. This aspect of the correction process began with the idea that the thoughts of which you are aware are meaningless. My thoughts do not mean anything. They're meaningless. Outside rather than within. And then stressed their past rather than their present status. We're always thinking about the past. I see nothing as it is now. Now we're emphasizing that the presence of these thoughts in parens, in quotes, means that you are not thinking. This is merely another way of repeating our earlier statement that your mind is really a blank. To recognize this is to recognize nothingness when you think you see it. We've got to recognize nothingness. All these thoughts going through our minds, it means nothing. As such, it is the prerequisite for vision. This is the prerequisite for vision, acknowledging that my thoughts, no matter what they are, do not mean anything. They're meaningless. Close your eyes for these exercises. That means today, while you could do the exercises going about your life, because your eyes are going to be closed, you must withdraw from your life for a moment and practice the exercises. And introduce them by repeating the idea for today quite slowly to yourself. Let's do it now. Let's do our first exercise right now. My thoughts do not mean anything. We're just going to introduce the exercise by simply saying it slowly to yourself. Then add, this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. Let's say that again together. Say it to yourself. This idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. I believe a lot of things. This is going to help release me from all that I now believe. The exercises consist, as before, in searching your mind for all the thoughts that are available to you. Without selection or judgment, you're just searching your mind. Before we searched around ourselves. Now we search again within. We're searching the mind. No judgment. No calling one thought bad and one thought good. No calling one thought bigger than another thought. They're just all thoughts. Try to avoid classification of any kind. In fact, if you find it helpful to do so, you might imagine that you are watching an oddly assorted procession going by, which has little, if any, personal meaning to you. As each one crosses your mind, say, my thoughts about blank. My thought about blank does not mean anything. My thought about blank does not mean anything. My thought about doing these exercises for A Course in Miracles today does not mean anything. Today's thought can obviously serve any thought that distresses you at any time. My thoughts about this getting on my nerves do not mean anything. My thoughts about people taking advantage of me do not mean anything. My thoughts about I can't believe they did that do not mean anything. My thoughts about they hurt my feelings do not mean anything. My thoughts about they betrayed me do not mean anything. My thoughts about they lied to me do not mean anything. My thoughts about anything do not mean anything. In addition, 5 practice periods are recommended, each involving no more than a minute or so of mind searching. We've graduated from 3 to 4 to 5. You're graduating. See, an untrained mind can accomplish nothing. We are training our mind. This is a 1-year reconstruction, reconfiguration of the mind. It's working. We're only on day 10, only 265 to go. It is not recommended that this time period be extended. Don't try to do it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes. And it should be reduced to half a minute or less if you experience discomfort. If you see that you're trying to get yourself to do something, if you see that your mind is fluttery or flustery, if you feel yourself getting flustered, just do a minute, half a minute. That's 30 seconds. 30 seconds can get you there, beloved. 30 seconds. 5 times a day, 30 seconds is a lot. However, remember, to repeat the idea slowly before applying it specifically, and also to add, this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. So let's put it all together. We're going to do 5 practice periods today, each for 30 to 60 seconds. And you're simply going to search your mind, and you're going to introduce They exercise. It's like exercises. You exercise your muscles. This is just exercise, okay? Exercise yourself. This is just exercise. It's the best kind of exercise. So you're going to exercise and you're going to tell yourself, these thoughts, I would breathe first. I would breathe to introduce my exercises. We're going to do them with closed eyes because some of the days I was able to walk around and do my exercises. Today we're just going to sit down because you're doing this with your eyes closed today. So today you're going to sit down 5 times. And as you sit down, you're going to introduce the exercise. Close your eyes and you're going to introduce the exercise with saying slowly to yourself. So step 1 is sit down and close your eyes. It's beautiful. We're going to have 5 30 to 60-second meditations today. Oh, how scrumptious is that? That's delicious. And as you sit down, you're going to say to yourself first the idea. These thoughts do not slowly. Don't sit there. Okay, let me do my exercise for the day. Okay, these thoughts don't mean anything. Okay, relax, beloved. You're going to sit down. Remember, spiritual gangsters and masters don't move fast. We don't rush. There's nothing to rush to. When you're rushing, it's a sign of fear. You're going to sit down and relax. Close your eyes. The world is moving fast. You don't have to. You can choose how you move. Relax. Breathe. You're going to introduce the idea to yourself slowly. These thoughts do not mean anything. Next step, search your mind for what you're thinking about. This thought about going out later on does not mean anything. This thought about going, what am I going to have for breakfast, does not mean anything. This thought about I need to get to the laundry does not mean anything. You're simply looking at your thoughts like a procession. You're not engaged. You're sitting down and you're looking at it. It's a procession. Then you're going to say our final statement before you conclude. The exact wording of the final statement is, when you conclude after 30 or 60 seconds of mind searching and just watching your thoughts and telling yourself, this thought does not mean anything. You're going to end with, this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. Breathe. That is our Course in Miracles lesson 10 for today. Floor is open. God morning. If you're in Clubhouse, if you're on Clubhouse, by all means come to the stage. Today I welcome all my Christian witches all over the world. And I thought about this morning that Christian witches, we got our cross and our crystals. So today I'm wearing this crystal that I got from, let me see if I can give it a close-up on YouTube. I'm wearing this crystal that I got today from Peru that has a clear quartz crystal, as you can see, a purple amethyst, and it even has a moonstone up here, and it has carved, I don't know if you can see it, the puma, condor, and the serpent, the 3 sacred animal totems, sacred messengers in Peru. This came from Peru. So if you're in the room in Clubhouse, raise your hand, hop on the stage, and share with us. If you have a little red balloon, hey Les, how you loving? Les, we have our 1-year anniversary. I had my 1-year anniversary on Clubhouse, and I had a little balloon celebration next to my head. They told me what it was. I didn't know what it was at first. And then if you have a little new sticker next to you, oh Ashley, it's your 1-year anniversary too. Hey Ashley, that's beautiful. And if you have your little woohoo sticker next to you, that means you're brand new to Clubhouse. If you're on Clubhouse, go ahead and tap that little head icon, that little person icon at the bottom, and invite a couple of friends into the room. And tap that little green house at the top and follow the club, the Christian Witches Club. We're all about spirituality and not being locked into a box. We honor magic and the Christ consciousness. That's what we're all about. Freedom of devotion, freedom of worship. Let's hear from you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Well, I was good with understanding that those thoughts mean nothing. But when it came to my thoughts, I was like, my thoughts mean nothing? They're not real. And I'm like, okay, so what have I been thinking all of this time? If my thoughts are not real, and they're just the regurgitation of thoughts that I've always had, then what is really real? I don't know. I spent some time thinking about my thoughts, and I realized that my thoughts can be really bizarre, can be really strange, can sometimes be fearful, sometimes angry, violent, just thinking about what I'm thinking about. And I'm realizing they really don't mean anything because I'm the only one knowing what I'm thinking. No one else or nothing else that I'm thinking about knows that I'm doing this. So why am I doing this? So it's a really interesting exercise to understand that no matter what I'm thinking about, they're not my real thoughts. So my real thoughts come from a higher place. But this regurgitating hamster wheel, round and round thinking, those are not my real thoughts. And so it says this idea will release me from all that I now believe and everything that I thought was me, and this is how I do things. I can be released from this all by understanding that my thoughts really do not mean anything at all, and I'm complete.
Mm-hmm. This is where we start to see the gap between self and thoughts, because when we're thinking a lot, we think that we are our thoughts. We don't see the gap. We don't see the distinction. We don't see that we can witness things that go on in our minds, and we can witness them quite nonchalantly. There's no reason to engage with every thought. But most of the time, we are so wrapped up and engaged in our thoughts that we think they're real. My thoughts do not mean anything. My thoughts do not mean anything. It's humbling because we think our thoughts are so important and they're not. Who's next? Good morning.
Well, for me, this was the first lesson that resonated so well that I didn't even think twice about it. Because I know my crazy thoughts mean nothing, because I have some crazy thoughts, and if I thought they all meant something, then I feel like that would be my first problem. So for whatever reason, out of all of the lessons, this one I was like, nope, they don't mean shit. Like, it was just a real simple lesson today. This lesson, I wasn't really perplexed with it or anything. I just agreed with it. Like, yeah, they don't mean anything, because I have 1,000 thoughts a minute that I know mean nothing. I'm complete.
Powerful. Love that. Who's next?
Good morning, everybody. For me,
good morning.
For me, what came to mind was not to focus on the meaning that I had given the thoughts, but to just look at the thoughts as a whole collection, like you just said, about witnessing them instead of engaging them. And so when I looked at those thoughts just as they were passing, instead of focusing on assigning meaning to them, I just realized that at least I could say the thoughts that are crossing my mind now are gradually catching up to speed to the present time. And I could say that I sat through a whole session and I didn't think thoughts that were decades old. I at least was thinking thoughts that were weeks old. So that really helped me. And then other part of the statement that it will help to release me, it just said to me that no matter what, I can let them all go and just keep moving forward. So I enjoyed that about the lesson. I'm complete.
Profound, Dia, because how many times have I walked around with a thought that's decades old? I've been thinking this same thought for how long? I've been thinking this same thought for how long? For decades. And I think it's real. I've been thinking this unworthiness thought for how long? These unworthiness thoughts for how long? I've been thinking these abandonment thoughts for how long? I've been thinking these cheated on me thoughts for how long? Decades. It's time for a new day. Time for a new day. Who's next?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So yeah, my thoughts do not mean anything. And the first thing I thought was like, what about my good thoughts? What about my good thoughts? And I thought about that for a second too. And I said, you know what? Sometimes my good thoughts, I feel like I tend to get my feelings hurt. Like sometimes my good thoughts are projections on other people, and then they don't fulfill them, and then my feelings are hurt. So I just wanted to share that too, because I immediately thought, what about my good thoughts? And they don't mean anything either. They don't mean nothing either. Just wanted to share that.
I love that, Les, because of course Miracles tells us to not make distinctions, yes, not pick and choose, to simply be non-judgmental, because we're putting some thoughts, even a judgment could be, I'm putting these thoughts in a good basket and I'm putting these thoughts in a bad basket. And what the Course is helping us to understand is that all the thoughts, they're a parade. When I was little, this is what came up for me when I was listening to the Course today. When I was little, we had in New York City what was called the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Now, I never went to see the Thanksgiving Day Parade when I was coming up because, as you know, my parents were Jehovah's Witnesses and they strictly avoided all cultural things. They strictly avoided all politics, completely neutral. They absolutely avoided all holidays, even the ones that were non-religious like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a non-religious holiday. Well, and they completely avoided all the things to do with them, all the tropes, all the symbols. Well, there was this thing called the Thanksgiving Day Parade, and we would see it on TV. You know, you can't be in New York City on Thanksgiving and not know about the Thanksgiving Day Parade. And it's just all these floats, and I don't know if they're having it anymore with what has gone on in the planet the last couple of days, a couple of years. Yet it seems like a couple of days, right? Yet it was a big procession of strangeness, big floats floating down the street, maybe Dora the Explorer, and they were unrelated. Maybe a marching band, maybe a float with a bunch of flowers in it and someone famous that you don't know is waving at you. The Thanksgiving Day Parade is exactly what your thoughts looks like. A bizarre procession of nothingness. I'm not saying the Thanksgiving Parade is nothingness. It's cute.
That's hilarious.
What do you think? Does it sound like about right?
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
That is hilarious. Mine look more like Mardi Gras, though.
Do you know what's so funny, Harmony? I was in New Orleans not too long ago. You know, it's one of my favorite places in the world to be. And I was talking to them. And I was like, is Mardi Gras happening? Mardi Gras is happening in New Orleans in February, right? Next month in February. And I'm so happy Mardi Gras is happening because, like, what is New Orleans without a parade? There you go, Mardi Gras. You got people throwing beads. You got people throwing trinkets. You got somebody next to you flipping, showing tatas. You got drunk people. You got people that are all the different parades, all the different bands in the parades, all the different instruments. It's a spectacle. It's a spectacle. I love it. But imagine living with that in your head 24/7. That's not going to get you there, beloved. Who's next?
Supreme blessings, supreme blessings, supreme blessings.
Coach Chloe, man, how you loving? One of my favorite people in the whole world. How you loving?
How you loving, Queen? Oh my God. So I love today's lesson. I actually didn't have a thought, right? And I was laughing at myself. So I was just like, okay, the thought that I'm not having doesn't mean anything.
I like that. I'm thinking about that I don't have any thoughts, but that doesn't mean anything either.
Right. And you know, it's so funny, like, in observation of it after we came out of it, and I'm just observing myself around it, I'm like, wow, you know, that's training. You know, I've trained for so long, trained in yoga, you know, and when you hear commands, well, when I hear a command, my mind just goes a certain place. So as soon as I heard the command, my thought doesn't mean anything. I was like, okay, there's no need to have them. And I just didn't have them. And so what I was left with is my thoughts doesn't mean anything. That's what I was left with. Like,
ooh, you getting very Inception now. You going down levels and consciousness. I love it.
I love that movie. Oh my gosh, I love that movie. Because it reminds me, if ever I forget that I can program myself, Inception is the perfect movie for anyone that needs to remember how to program yourself. It's all a programming, right? And so I love Inception because it really walks you down, takes you down that rabbit hole of what it looks like when you program right thoughts into your mind versus allowing somebody else to program what they want you to think, right? How they want you to be and act. So I didn't actually have any thoughts, but it was a really great experience to not make the thoughts I wasn't having mean anything at all. It was really awesome. I have to give you your flowers today, Valerie. Oh my gosh. So this weekend I was talking to my mom, and for anybody that doesn't know, like, Valerie is so amazing. And I met Valerie, I don't know how many years ago, it's been umpteen years ago, and she started out as my spiritual coach. And at the time, I was in emotional despair. I had so many emotional deficiencies. And one of them was my relationship with my mom. My mom was a recovering alcoholic. She used to battle depression. She's a rape survivor. And I grew up under the context of all of that stuff. And me and my mom look just alike. If I look in the mirror, I see her face. Like, we look just alike. And I was having a lot of issues with, A, separating my identity with her identity, and B, resolving the fact that the experience I wanted from my mother, I was not getting. And my first experience with Valerie really helped me resolve all of that, and to really get to a place to where I can first love myself. That was the first lesson I learned, was how to love myself and how to give myself the mothering that I was expecting from my mother.
Come on, preach.
Yes, that I was expecting from my mother. And every time I used to think something unkindly about my mother, I would read the Law of Chaos. I can't wait till we get to that part, Valerie. In the Course in Miracles, the Law of Chaos. Oh my gosh. And I would say the whole Opa-No-No prayer over my mother's life. Now we fast forward, 15 years. We fast forward 15 years to today. My mom is sober. My mom is in a beautiful relationship. She is loving. She shows up to all of my things, all of my celebrations. We have the most beautiful relationship. My mom called me this weekend and gave me the most phenomenal
mean, I'm over here jumping up and down in my chair. I'm jumping up and down in my chair. Go, mom, go, mom. Ooh, I got the God bumps. It works if you work it. You're a creator. You can transform these things. Woo!
And let me tell you, ladies, and just why this is just so amazing. I have had businesses right now. We're in the online age, but I'm talking about physical brick and mortar businesses that my mother never walked in. I'm talking about live less than 20 minutes, 30 minutes from my business. And she never have walked in any of those doors out of jealousy or fear or whatever was going on with her. She never walked in on any of them, ever. Never. She never attended a grand opening. She never sat in a chair and got service. You know, just think about if your daughter owned a salon, I would be having all free hairdos, makeup, free everything, free stylists, because we were a full service. She never got any of that. And it left a hole. I felt like this big old hole in my heart because of it. But when I started learning how to love myself and mother myself, per Valerie's coaching, it changed the game. It not only changed the game for me, but it changed the game for my mom because it released her of all the shackles that I was placing on her, all the judgments, the shackles, the pain, the resentment, all of that crap that was keeping her from living her best life. Man, it was just such a beautiful thing. So, Valerie, I just thank you so much for that. And I have another flower for you. You have been saying this for years, and listen, I'm not gonna make myself wrong for it, but this was the weekend I did it. I launched my YouTube channel. Listen, I don't care. Here's what I really pray resonates over there with people that are listening or whoever needs to hear this. I remember when I first started reading the Course in Miracles, per this very challenge Valerie is doing right now, whenever she did it back then. And I remember telling Valerie, I don't understand what I'm reading. And Valerie was like, keep reading it. And I was like, this lady is crazy.
Look, Goddess, how many times do I get that? People are like, this lady is crazy. I get that all the time.
I'm like, this lady is crazy. Then I went to one of my other spiritual advisors, and I was like, listen, I'm reading this thing and I don't understand. He said, well, you know how you understand something you don't know? And I said, well, he said, keep looking at it. I said, we don't say the same thing she said, but differently. Okay, great. Fine. So I just kept reading. I didn't understand half of what I was reading, but I just kept reading it. And it seeped in. It soaked in. I soaked it up, right? And I stopped focusing on when I was going to get it, and I was just in the experience of it. So I want to thank you so much because you keep talking about YouTube. You keep talking about doing the videos. You keep being a demonstration of it. And this weekend, one of my coaches in tech, reached out to me and was like, hey, could you record this video for us, for my community? And you got so much authority in the community. I just would really love for you to record the video for me. And I was like, sure, no problem. I love him. I love his video.
And I would say, yes. And what is the budget for that? But that's the next question. Okay, continue.
He actually helped me get in tech, so he's more like a mentor than.
Okay.
But I got your point. And so I was like, you know what, sure. And I said, wait a minute, this man owns a multi-million-dollar company calling me, asking me to do a video. So if he values the information and the content that I'm bringing, why the hell I'm not valuing it? Wow. So I said, you know what? Instead of recording the video on his platform, I went and started my YouTube channel. I have no cover. I didn't even put up a thumbnail. I thought about that stuff afterwards. I just started the channel. I clicked the live. I didn't even record it because I remember what you said last week. I just clicked live. So I said, you know what? I'll click it live. I'm not about to go through no monkey mind business. I clicked live. I started talking. I shared the link, and that was it. Then later I was like, oh, snap, I need a thumbnail. I need a cover. But the
preach.
Yes. So I have to give you your flowers because you you are the perfect example of just being in action, and it doesn't mean anything. I love everyone. I love you. I love you. Love you. Have an amazing Monday. Money Monday.
OMG, Clovette. You blessed my life this morning with your mama. Because how many of us have mama drama? Stop engaging mama drama. Take it into your own hands and say, okay, I love this beautiful woman who let me hold her womb for 10 lunar months. I'm my mama now. I'm loving me now. And take all the pressure off her and take all the what she didn't do, why she treated me or didn't treat me. She was there, she was not there. She didn't tell me, she told me. She loved me too much. She was a smother, she abandoned me. Take all the heat, all of everything off of mama. And do as Clovette did and put it on yourself. Love yourself. Say, I love you, mom. I love you, mom. I realized I had so much of my energy focused toward you. Let me, if I focused all this energy into my heart and really loved myself, wow, where would my life be? Let me focus within. Let me become the incredible parent, mother, father of this being within me, inner child. Let me love this inner child with everything I have. Let me dress her up with cute bows. Let me buy her all the shoes she wants. I'm going to tell you something about the most extraordinary setup of an inner child that you could imagine came from Reverend Dee, one of my teachers in Intervisions. Reverend Dee told us what she had done with her inner child one day, and we were all sitting there with our mouths hanging open because Reverend Dee could manifest anything. It seemed like she just snapped her fingers and she wanted to go on a trip and she wanted $15,000 to do something, and she just manifested it. She's like this incredible wizard. She could just manifest, and I mean, it was so effortless. I never saw Reverend Dee break a sweat. She was always so calm. You ever see those people that are just completely calm and poof, oh, here's another trip and poof, here's another house. That's how her manifestation powers are Mach 10. They're quantum manifestation, where we're going on 222 when we have our 222 activation event and we enter the 222 portal together. And one of the mods, could you get the link for us from the ValerieLove.com global event page? Could you get the link to the 222 activation event and post the link to the 222 activation event in the club? Thank you so much. Reverend Dee, how was she able to manifest like this? It was like nothing was in the way between her and the universe. Like it was asking, it was given. She was up there on some Abraham Hicks stuff, asking it is given. It wasn't delays, it wasn't blocks, it was none of that. How did she do that? And one day she told us the story of what she had done with her inner child. And we were sitting there like, well, damn. She described to us that, I don't know what her upbringing was. It wasn't a happy childhood. So she did all this inner work with her inner child in meditation. And please understand, your inner child is God as your holiness. It is your purity, your holiness, your innocence at your core. And I don't care if you were molested, raped, abused, lied to, betrayed, your holiness is intact. It was never touched. The Bible tells you the same thing. I dwell in the secret place of the Most High, safe from the shadow, under the shadow of the Almighty. Nothing can touch you, the real you. They did that to the body. Well, she went in meditation to her inner child as her inherent holiness, divinity, innocence, Okay, you got the picture? Go in, look at your inner child. When I started going in and looking at my inner child, she was, I'm telling you, she was deep in a cave, in a corner, with clothes on that were tattered, and she had black smudges of dirt on her face, and her hair was undone. I was like, oh my God, I have so neglected you. I was out here so busy looking at all these other people, neglecting my own self. So she said she went in. I did the same thing. Went in and started massaging that inner child, just it's your spirit within you, the innocence within you, and represented as the inner child, just to help us get a good picture of it. It doesn't look like a child. It's your innocence. It's your divinity. It's God is your innocence. And she said she gave her inner child a castle. I think it's bigger than the Disney castle. She gave her inner child a pony. She always wanted a pony. You can give your inner child anything she wants. Anything she wants, give it to them. It's your meditation. It's in another dimension. She gave her inner child a pony. She gave her inner child, so she can ride a pony whenever she feels like it. She's very rich. She gave her inner child a never-ending ice cream machine. She can eat all the ice cream she wants, because if your inner child,
That's what I'm talking about.
come on. Do y'all hear what I'm talking about right now? Because then you don't have to eat the ice cream if you satisfy your inner child. And you'll lose weight with this. I mean, I lost so much weight in spirituality, it wasn't even funny. Between the forgiveness and losing the sugar addiction and losing the having to have desserts all the time, because I was missing sweetness in my life and I was trying to get it with sugar. She gave her inner child a room full of all kinds of toys. I mean, toys all the way up to the sky. Her inner child is so over delighted. I'm telling you, when she described the thing, you would have thought she was talking about something out of a movie where there was this rich, beautiful little princess living in a castle. That's what she did with her inner child. But some of us, are walking around with an inner child who's not tended to, cared for. Do we love us? That's what we mean when we say love yourself. You think love yourself is go get the manicure, go get my facial. I love myself. That's part of it. That's beautiful. We saying go deeper. There's more. Love yourself, that you go deep within yourself and you find those scattered parts of yourself, and you find those abused parts of yourself and those cast off parts of yourself, and you reassemble them. You remember. What does remember? You put yourself back together again. You'll become your own parent. And as she began to weave this beautiful world around her inner child. You can do anything in meditation. This is consciousness. You can go anywhere. You can do anything. You can be anything. Your mind is completely unlimited. It's infinite. When I heard that, I said, okay, I know what to do with my inner child. I took my inner child, and this was what helped to release my money. My inner child released wealth into my life, abundance, prosperity, because my inner child was hung up on a few points, a few pivotal points of lack. One of them being Coney Island. When I was a little girl and I grew up in New York City, we wanted to go to Coney Island, and I didn't get enough money to go to Coney Island, quote unquote. I was so upset. And it also centered around shoes that my mother and father, my mama, not my dad was more lenient with that, but my mom, she would take you to John's Bargain Store. I don't know if anybody grew up in New York City, you know what John's Bargain Store is. It was like a cheaper Walmart. You know, I don't know how you can get cheaper than Walmart. It was John's Bargain Store. I think it was on 145th Street in Harlem. And we would go to John's Bargain Store, and they had these big, you ever go to the store where they have big bins, like big bins with shoes thrown in them? Those shoes are guaranteed to hurt your feet. They're horrible. That's why I don't buy cheap shoes now. Here and there, I might have like a little something that's cute. For the most part, I go get something that is, it might not look like super duper expensive. It's not cheap. I can't even have cheap shoes on my feet. Well, My mother would get decks or skips. We used to call them skips. White plain shoes. And I had big feet. And I had skinny legs. Looked like Pippi Longstocking. If you don't know who Pippi Longstocking is, look her up. And I couldn't fight like Pippi Longstocking because Pippi Longstocking used to kick butt. I couldn't fight like Pippi Longstocking. I looked like her. Long, skinny legs, big feet, looked like an L, and white decks. And I wanted the Pro Kids because Pro Kids was hot. I wanted Pro Kids. I wanted Pro Kids in every color. My mom was like, girl, we ain't got $15 to buy you no Pro Kids. We can use $2.99 from John's Market Store. Well, let me tell you something. I said, it don't matter what your mama and daddy did. I set up my inner child in Coney Island. She's getting on all the rides. She eating Nathan's hot dogs. I'm telling you, she's eating Nathan's hot dogs. I don't eat hot dogs. My father was a butcher. He told us what was in them. He forbid us to eat them, but we didn't listen. We wanted them anyway. Fries, them greasy fries, she can have all you want. You want some more fries? Go right ahead. How many fries you want? She would sit there and eat all the fries. She would be so happy. Her hair is cute. She got cute outfits. She got every color Pro Kid. She has pink, orange, green, purple. You want more Pro Kids? Come on, we buy them right now. Which ones you want? I want all of them. Give me all of them. Then I bought her the socks with the little ball on the back. I don't know if you know about the socks with the little ball on the back. Maybe that was just me. It had a little ball on the back. I bought her the socks. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Everything you're saying, I know what you're talking about. Everything you're saying.
I bought her the matching socks to go with every Pro Kid. Red Pro Kid, red little ball socks with the little red edge around it. Here, girlfriend, with a cute red outfit, and she got a fistful of 20s in every hand. She got a big, because she thought 20s was a huge amount of money, because one day I went to my mama's dresser, and I saw that she had 4 $20 bills on her dress, and I was like, Mom, we're rich! Because when I was little, a $20 bill was like, it was like seeing like $500 right now with inflation. $20 bill, and it was $80 on the counter, and literally, my father had left it on the dresser or my mother's dresser, because before he would go out, he would leave money on the dresser. My mom would take care of everything. He would just give his money to my mom. It wasn't his money. He would give the money to my mom, and my mom would execute, right? Well, I saw 4 $20 bills on my mother's dress. I was like, Mom, we're rich. Why you tell us we rich? And you giving me $1.50. Mom said, girl, stop it. I got to pay the rent with that. That was our rent. Now, granted, I was growing up in the 60s. That was our rent for a 3-bedroom apartment on Sugar Hill in New York City. Our rent was $4.20. Okay? And how many people lived in that? 4, and then my mother had a baby. It was 5 of us living in that apartment. So I say all that to say, take your deepest childhood wounds and turn them into a gift. Transform it. This is all done in consciousness. There's no excuse for not doing it, because you don't need money to do it. You don't need time to do it. You only need love. You only need love yourself. Who knows what I'm talking about? I heard Les. I heard somebody else. Who knows what I'm talking about?
I kind of do.
So talk about it. Good morning. Talk about it.
Hallelujah.
Hey, Fireberry, how you loving, boo?
So I really love today's lesson because I had an experience. I'm kind of embarrassed about it. I was applying for funding for Killer Witch, and the government wouldn't believe I was Killer Witch. And then I discovered that my family didn't believe I was Killer Witch. So, this has been this thing that's been happening since the beginning of December. So I'm here wow, do I not believe I'm Killer Witch? So that's a part of it. But also, I found out that I've been thinking positive thoughts because I'm afraid of thinking negative thoughts. And that's why this lesson resonates with me so deeply, because, and also what was talked about prior, doing things that we think are acts of self-love. But I've done that too, you know, going and getting a facial, massages, running away to fancy hotels and getting in some, you know, sauna rooms. But subconsciously, I realized a couple of days ago, before today, that a lot of stuff I was doing that was considered self-love was done from a very shadowy place. You know, like, how do I explain it? Like, have you ever had someone in your life, like for me it was my mother, or someone like my mother. Many people in my life came shadowing my mother, but I was constantly verbally abused if I did not look my best according to another person. So as I grew up into an adult, I became a fanatic with washing my face mask, plucking my eyebrows. Sometimes it would become an obsession and it'd be bad. You know, I'd pick at my face. I'd end up having to shave my eyebrows. I'd burn my hair off and have to regrow it, or, you know, an accident would happen. And we also see this thing with celebrities too, when they get too much plastic surgery and it goes wrong. So, like, I've been sitting with that as of late. And also with the inner child. And I got so many wounds with my inner child. I don't know if I'm greedy or if things are not enough, but I got every gadget and toy my inner child has ever wanted. And now I've reached this enlightenment of all these acts of self-love came from a place of fear. And fear comes from a place of nothingness. So that's what I wanted to share.
That's some deep work there. Where is my self-love coming from? Fire fairy. Well, I believe you're a killer witch. I saw you do it. But people don't believe you're a killer witch, huh?
Let me explain more on that. Okay. So I'm facing some lessons and obstacles that most of the country and a lot of the world is facing, and I've had streams of income get cut in half, and I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what I'm gonna do. So I have my business, and I also do advocacy. I believe I make the world a better place, and I add value to the economy. So I went and applied for funding, and I have all my appropriate paperwork and everything. And they even still said that it wasn't legit, and I was declined, but I found other ways to receive funding and doing business with the feds, and that might be a pain in the ass in its own. But usually people who are doing big things, they do business with the feds, people who start biotech companies, people who want to feed, you know, the hungry. Sometimes you gotta go bigger, you know, big. So that's what's happening with me. And then they take the appropriate paperwork. Because as long as you have the appropriate paperwork, the worst they can say is no. But I had an experience, you know, the SBA gave me a hard time, would not believe I was Killer Witch, even though I had my DBA. And even then, a DBA is only so that you can receive checks for your alias, for your, you know, fictitious entity. So that's what happened. That's what I was going through. And you know what? A part of me doesn't believe I'm Killer Witch. I'm scared to be Killer Witch. My destiny terrifies me. I've gone through some horrible things.
I like that you're being honest about this. It's so honest. Continue. It's so honest.
I've gone through some horrible things up to this point just from being me. And it's scary still choosing to be me. And in my adolescent years, I didn't really get an adolescent year, you know. It was spent surviving, running away from home, and to the point where I was in foster care or in institutions, being forced chemicals, being forced shots, and it's sad seeing the whole world, you know, with these mandates. But I experienced that as an adolescent. No matter how many times I said no or I didn't consent, things happened to me. So now as an adult, I am so scared to be Killer Witch, to be myself, to make a difference. But I know I have no choice. The world has to change. Illusions must be broken. People have to be set free. I have to be set free. I'm still not set free, spiritually and physically. Physically, we can't be set free until we free ourselves spiritually. So I'm absolutely terrified. I don't want to believe I'm Killer Witch, or I am who I am. I think that's why God kind of reincarnated as all of us. And this is probably an expression of that. It's probably completely normal for the divine having a human experience. Afraid to be the divine in a undivine place. But I think that's the test, you know? I'm complete. Wow. It's not just the test though, but by being that, you know, it's about beingness, you know? If with these oppositions happening and you still choosing to be divine, still be you, I guess if we look at it as a test, we're passing the test. But it's being true, it's being eternal, it's being divine. Now I'm complete.
That is absolutely beautiful. I still call you Fire Fairy after all these years. What do you want us to call you?
That's my name. I'm going to get that taken care of too for my physical name. Killer Witch is my band name. So
yeah, your
that's
performance.
What the government knows me.
Your stage name. Profound.
Oh, I just dropped 2 new singles that came out today.
Oh, what are they? What are the names? Where can people get them?
On YouTube, Spotify, Killer Witch, Sad December, and then another single called Wannabe. And they're very dancey, you know, fuck coronavirus.
We need that. The whole world needs that. And spell Killer Witch for everyone listening on YouTube, for all my love tubers, and for my Facebookers. Spell Killer Witch for them so they can find you.
It is KILLERWYTCH.
There you have it. That is one bad A witch, I got to tell you. Incredible. I mean, what you have walked through in this one incarnation has been a lot. Because you're super strong. You know, Mama Ia has a saying, the biggest souls get the hardest lessons. I believe it. Because, man, you may go through some things and you look to the right and left and it looks like these people are coasting. And here you are going through it because you're trying to be spiritual. The biggest souls get the hardest lessons. Woo. It's to show you that you are indestructible. To show you the immortal diamond that is your soul. They didn't take you out, like, right? As the meme says from your spirit guides, when you're down here suffering, they're like, but did you die? They're like, oh, Lord, no, but just barely. Who's next? Thank you so much, Killer Witch Fire Fairy. Who's next?
Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, Lake Princess. How you loving?
I'm loving, very strong. I have a big heart. So I love today's lesson. I feel that everything's gonna fall into place. Like if I can reduce Because if you say I have 80K, if you said we have 80,000 thoughts a day, I feel it could be more for me on some days. I repeat the same thought multiple times. It feels like a separate thought, actually, the more it keeps coming back. Like certain chores trigger certain thoughts for me for some reason. I'm not certain why. And like the thought loop will happen, and then it's like I'm wanting to think like a monk. Like there was a book audiobook I was reading about thinking like a monk. I want to have a blank but secure mind, because they do say there's that the mind has no firewall. We can become easily indoctrinated into any ideology we've learned growing up. Then, like, as I keep thinking, I'm a big philosopher. Like, I have a lot of strong opinions about things. I have really strong stances on a lot of things in my life, and things that don't even have anything to do with me. Then I'm like, are these thoughts, like, about these topics meaning anything? Like, should I just let certain things be and not, like, overthink the whole world when it's not even a political stance that is directly affecting me at this time? And I do my best to release those thoughts, like those negative thoughts of anger, in my writing, my meditation, because when I meditate and I'm upset, it really is hard for me to let go of a certain upset. Yeah. And then I burn those thoughts. And I love the discussion on the inner child. I cosplay because I wasn't allowed to trick or treat. I know that's the main reason. And I'm going to start writing some
Your family didn't let you trick or treat? They didn't like Halloween?
Mm-hmm. My mother is a nurse. She believed that they would poison me in the candy.
Oh, true. Because they used to tell us that there was razor blades in the apples, that there was poison. That's a way to reinforce the belief, that I don't live in a safe world and I need to be suspicious and fear everything. And something's going to get me from the outside.
Yeah, and my dad used to take me to CVS to buy like candy, and I would just eat candy while watching Halloween movies and keep crying and stuff.
Wow.
And and now as I'm an adult, I buy like 3 Halloween costumes. I cosplay for one convention, another convention. I'm doing TikTok with cosplay. Sporadically, like I'm living a childhood dream. Like the singing is my big childhood dream, but the cosplay, I just wanted to walk around dressed up like Starfire or like Tinkerbell and just say trick or treat. And they'd be like, oh, look at your costume. I never got to have that until I was like 12 with my step family. And even then I didn't get a costume.
I love that. And you know what? Now that you're doing it, is there an active, deep spiritual connection with the inner child as you're doing it, letting her lead the way? What do you want to do? Going back to what Fire Fairy said, that sometimes we do things from a place of continuing. This was what I was hearing. He didn't say these exact words. This is how it landed on me. Sometimes we continue the pain and punishment that our parents gave us, or that whomever gave us. If it wasn't our parents, whomever, it doesn't really matter. We continue it into adulthood. And so when we are going to get the spa treatment, are we getting the spa treatment from a place of love? And this is really a deep awareness we must have within ourselves. Am I getting this spa treatment from a place of real, true love for myself? Or am I getting this spa treatment because growing in the back of my subconscious mind is mama telling me I gotta always be clean, I gotta always be clear, I gotta. So what's driving me? What are my true drivers? Why am I doing this? And if we go to the book, Conscious Loving by Gay and Kathleen Hendricks, get that book, write it down. Conscious Loving. There are 9 traps to being in a consciously loving relationship, which would start with yourself, right? And one of the traps is, I do what my parents did. So if your parents were abusive, if your parents were alcoholic, you find yourself being alcoholic and abusive just like your parents. The other thing is, because I had alcoholic people in my family, the other direction is, one of the other 9 traps is, I do the exact opposite they did. So because my parents drink, I don't drink. That was me. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be a nutty alcoholic like these people. Some of them died in car crashes because of drunk driving. Two of my uncles, one of my most beloved uncles in spirit realms, died from drunk driving, and then another one died from drunk driving. One died on the Brooklyn Bridge going across New York City, driving drunk, before seatbelts, before all of that in the 60s. And so one of the other traps is, I do the exact opposite of what my parents did. So I don't drink because y'all are so nutty with your drinking. Both of them are a problem. Both of them are traps to conscious loving, traps we fall into, and therefore we're not consciously loving ourselves and everyone else. Why? Because we're still being reactive. It's still a reaction. Whether we do what they did, or we say, I'm not doing that, and we do the exact opposite of what they did, it's still a reaction. So what is the truth? The truth is, my thoughts about this do not mean anything. And you go to the core, and what is the truth for you, beloved? What is the truth for you? Forget about mama, daddy, parents, all of that. We love them. Put all that out of your mind for a moment. With my thoughts about this do not mean anything. And because I'm having this idea, it's going to help release me from all that I believe. It's going to release me. Do you notice that the chorus said it's going to release me from all I believe? Whether I have good beliefs, bad beliefs, all the beliefs, because they're all made up. All the beliefs are made up. All the beliefs are made up. All the beliefs. Not one is sacred. Not one is on hallowed ground in my mind. Oh, no, I can release these beliefs. But no, I have to keep these precious beliefs because I love them. No. All my beliefs are up for grabs, Holy Spirit. All of them. So we understand that though our parents had this tremendous influence on our experience of unfoldment, when we were, I love what you said, that there was no firewall in our mind. So people could just put in there anything they wanted. And now it's your job. Now it's your job to clean it up, clear it, and to make your waters clean and clear. I heard someone else say, a mind like a monk. I heard you say that, Lake Princess. Here is a beautiful thing about a monk's mind. A monk has mind like water. What does mind like water mean? Water is always giving an appropriate response to the stimuli. When you toss a pebble into the pond, you get ripples, not a tsunami. When someone tosses a pebble into your pond, they cut in front of you in line and they didn't realize it, and you give them a tsunami, don't you see me standing here? That was me. That is not mine like water, because I am giving an inappropriate response to the stimuli. And we've got to look at that like, somebody threw a pebble in the pond, and I gave back a tsunami. Mind like water. This is not faking calmness. You can't fake it, because you can't fake the universe. The universe is gonna know. If outside you're saying, I love and light, inside you're boiling. If I'm boiling, you're gonna know, damn, I'm boiling right now. But I'm not gonna boil on other people if I can help myself in the moment. I'm gonna be saying, damn, I'm boiling right now. Let me go get myself together because I'm boiling. Acknowledge it, you're boiling. I'm boiling. Okay, let me go. And I know I'm not boiling because of you. I'm boiling because I'm boiling. There's something going on with me. I need to become aware. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Go outside, go in nature. What's going on? What's going on, Holy Spirit, that I'm boiling right now? You're boiling right now because your inadequacy is showing itself. Dang. It's never about the other person. So with this deeper levels of profound insight, awareness, enlightenment. These things will not come to you. All the things you hear everyone expressing, these things will not come to you until you are ready. You'll still keep blowing up on people and being ratchet and calling people names and blaming it on them and telling them that they have the problem, but you're spiritual and you're good. That's what you'll keep doing until you really get in there and you see, oh, damn, I made the whole thing up. The whole thing. Now, Lake Princess, let's give you a tool or something. This is for all of us because you brought up something very profound. That why do we keep thinking the same thoughts? There is a physical component to this. Look how amazing your brain is. When you continue to think the same thought, there are connectors in your brain, synapses, right? And you have dendrites, and they connect by energy. They're not even touching each other. Is that incredible? They're not even touching each other. Just all of them all over, and they're like this, and there are currents connecting between each other. They're not even touching, which is incredible. And there's energetic leaps between all these dendrites in your brain. And what happens when you have energy that goes a certain way, which is a current, which is a thought, it literally creates a groove in your brain, like a river. So the first time you think the thought is hard to think. The second time you think the thought is slightly easier to think. The third time you think that thought is slightly easier to think because your brain is thinking, oh, you want to have a river here. It starts cutting a groove in your brain. Then next thing you know, you have a river, because that's why we keep thinking the same thoughts over and over again. It's a river of the same thoughts. It literally etched into the brain. And what are you doing? Now you've got to dam up that river. You've got to get that flow of energy to go somewhere else in your brain. And that's fucking hard to do. Not impossible. That's why you have to know what you're up against when you, and I don't want to say against as in againstness, as in this is a fight. You want to know what you're dealing with when you go in with your consciousness. You're not going to just say some affirmations and change your consciousness. That's not how this works. You're dealing with the subconscious mind. You're dealing with your molecular structure. You're dealing with your cellular structure. You're dealing with your energetic, the energetic currents in your body. You're dealing with the energetic currents in your brain. You are dealing with your blockages. You are dealing with this thing on a spiritual, mental, molecular, cellular. You're dealing with the usual hormones that flood your body. I used to be addicted to adrenaline. How do you change your hormones? Your body is used to this. It's used to just kicking off the adrenaline. And most people have far too much adrenaline in their body. Why? Because we're just on a low level stress. You can feel it. You can feel just a low level stress. And it's just adrenaline and cortisol. Just a rapid heartbeat, just a little nervousness, a little anxiety. Yeah, maybe you're calm. I feel it sometimes. I'm like, oh, I see. There's some anxiety, frenetic energy, and then I just go for a nice long walk and breathe and work that energy through the system so that I can return to the hormones that I desire to be in. I desire to be in serotonin and appropriate amounts of dopamine and anandamide, the bliss hormones. I don't need adrenaline rushing through my body all the time. I only need adrenaline when I need adrenaline. If it's time to fight or flight, that's when you need adrenaline. You don't need it just pulsing all the time, messing up your skin and everything else. Yoga will help with that. Just move it out, just breathe, meditate, just breathe and move that energy. Just move it along. Don't judge it, just move it along. So, Lake Princess, I love that you are doing the work every day, because what you are doing is we are unraveling what could be thousands of lifetimes of how we're doing things, because your soul has soul memory too on top of it. So you're not even just dealing with how you are in this lifetime. What if you were doing this in 20 lifetimes? That's why it takes so much persistence, love, fortitude, strength, courage to change yourself. That's That's why. Because you're dealing with a lot. But people think they're going to watch a video and say some affirmations, and poof, how come I didn't manifest? Boo, boo, boo. No. Okay? Yes, family? And that ought to not discourage us. I'm not saying any of this to discourage you, because you can change yourself, and you can change yourself very rapidly. It doesn't have to take years. And I'll give you an example. You can give yourself a rapid change if you drink some plant medicine. I have seen people lay down for an ayahuasca ceremony and get up a changed person every time. You can be changed just like that in the twinkling of an eye. So don't tell yourself it needs a process. Don't tell yourself it's going to be years. Don't tell yourself any of that. You can change it right now. Right now. Who's next? Thank you for that, Lake Princess.
I was gonna say, well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Angel.
Really helped me today. I'm also one of those people that look exactly like my mother. When I say exactly, the only thing that's missing is the age in our face. I have her face, and I look in the mirror, and I've been for years, ever since I was an adult, telling myself, I'm not my mom. I'm not going to be the mom she was. I'm not going to do this. I'm not her. I'm not her. I'm not her. But it's like, I realized when she said it, it's like I was having an identity crisis. Like I'm not her. Like she's her. You're you. And those thoughts don't mean anything. Like, you're not her. Stop trying. I've been trying so hard to not be her that I wasn't being me. Like, I haven't been being me. I've just been. And then with Killer Witch, it kind of ran together, because it's like, okay, well, who have I been being? Like, I'm not her, and I haven't been being me, and I haven't been being me because I'm scared to be me. And that blew my mind. It was like, whoa, like, holy shit, I'm not my mama. You were having an identity crisis. Those thoughts don't mean anything. Let it go. But then I got hit with I'm scared to be me. And that was just something that really blew my mind. Like, I didn't know. All these years, like, I didn't know that I was looking in the mirror telling myself that I wasn't my mama, or like that was what had been leading me until just now. And I did not realize that I was scared to be me until just now. And it is I am so thankful for these lessons every day, and I am complete.
Woo! I tell you, Angel, as Fire Fairy was speaking, it made me think of Christian witches, because the number one thing that I've had tremendous resistance to is Christian witches. Like, oh Lord, they're gonna kill me. Oh, they're coming after me. And on the other hand, it's something I can't do. I can't not do. I can't do it on my human self, so that would be true. And I can't not do it. I have had over the years. Now I'm creating a Christian Witches tarot deck, and I saw that as I was going, because inspiration just keeps coming, it keeps coming, it keeps coming. And I'm creating the Christian Witches tarot decks. And as I've been praying, I've been asking the community, and we've been talking about it on Instagram, and we've been talking about it with the Christian Witch community about this Christian Witches tarot deck. Because I never saw a tarot deck that spoke to me as a Christian witch. And Spirit was like, well, if you can't find what you're looking for, that means it's for you to create it. Oh, damn. Okay, I'm going to create a tarot deck. And as much as I'm in love with tarot for I don't know how many years, right? How many lifetimes I've been reading tarot. I've been gypsies in other lifetimes. I've been high priestesses. When I first picked up a tarot deck, I was reading it like I'd been doing it for thousands of lifetimes. So in creating the Christian Witches tarot deck, I tell you, so much resistance comes up around it. Then, and at the same time, ooh, like you can't not do it. It's the best thing. So I'm creating this Christian Witches tarot deck. Well, I'm not creating it, I'm channeling. What is it? I'm more asking than I know. I'm more asking. Like, who is the fool in the Bible, right? With that Christians can see it. And this is what came to me, that I'm really doing 3 tarot decks to start. I don't know how many Christian witch tarot decks. I hope every Christian witch out there that feels the inspiration creates some kind of Christian witches tarot decks. Please, the more the better. And one tarot deck is going to be the Old Testament. And it's going to more focus on the prophets and the luminaries of the Old Testament. The luminaries like Moses and Abraham and Adam and Eve and all of these luminaries that are like ingrained in our consciousness if you came up in the Abrahamic religions. Without dogma. Take the magic and leave the dogma. I was in a atheist room yesterday, which I like. I like atheists. I like listening to them because atheists are hard thinkers. They think. You know, and I find some religious people are caught up in flights of fancy, and atheists are not. They're not. If you don't show them evidence, they're not believing it. And I kind of like that because there's a part of my consciousness that's like that. I told them yesterday in the room, I said, I think I'm about 10% atheist. I'm about 10% agnostic, and I'm 80%, oh yeah, there's something out there because I done had too many experiences. Yeah, there's a part of me that still questions, and I like that part of me. And I certainly don't believe in some big God dude in the sky like they told me in the Abrahamic religions. I know that's not it. So that part of me is an atheist. I like that part of me because she won't just believe anything. You know, she doesn't. There's a part of my mind that is an extreme skeptic. I like that part of my mind because she helps me not be caught up in flights of fancy and delusion. Anyway, so we're creating this tarot deck. So it's showing me so far creating a luminaries tarot deck, Christian witches tarot deck, luminaries of the Old Testament. It's showing me, you know, like prophets. And then it's also showing me so that's the luminaries deck. Then it's showing me the New Testament deck. Then it's showing me an angels deck, a Christian witches angels deck. I'm like, oh my God, I got work to do. And do you know where your greatest resistance will come up? Around your destiny and the thing you are here to do. And it will terrify you. If what you are here to do doesn't terrify you, I don't know, meditate more. Because it ought to terrify you. Just the bigness of it and the unbelievableness of it and the ramifications of it. And my thoughts about Christian witches do not mean anything. Let me just relax myself. Who's next? Did we get everyone on stage? Time for our card. Let me know if there's anyone else on stage. Dia, I only have 2 decks that came to me unawares. I can hardly wait to see your decks. That sounds awesome. Oh my God, these decks are going to be incredible. There goes our card right there. All right. What better card to get on Money Monday than the Ace of Pentacles? What better card to get on Money Monday than the Ace of Pentacles? I am pulling the cards from the Morgan Greer deck. Ace of Pentacles. Look at that open doorway of opportunity. I'm going to give you a quote that I heard yesterday in my research for my own wealth and to also share with Ascension. Because if you're not in Ascension, you're going to hear me talk about Ascension all the time because I don't want to hear no lack limitation stories from anyone in our community because we have a solution for that. Come into the mystery school, you get spirituality and wealth together. What kind of wealth? Crypto. I'm going to give you a quote I heard yesterday that was so shocking from a person who's a multi-millionaire. This is what he said. He said, learning about crypto is the single greatest thing, most important thing you can do for your wealth, for your whole life, period. You want to be wealthy? This is coming from a actually he's a billionaire, who is also helping other people to be extremely, extremely, extremely wealthy in crypto. Extremely wealthy. He said this, learning crypto is the single greatest thing you can do for your wealth in your entire life, for your whole lifetime. We are at a critical juncture, family. The world is changing. Secure your entry into these markets before all the masses come. You know about it early for a reason. Lucifer's Light Tarot 2022. How you loving? Good day. Good day. Welcome. So that's our card for today. Ace of Pentacles. And you know what that could mean? That could mean going to that new open door of opportunity that's taking you to uplifted consciousness. Go ahead and pull in. This is a gift from Spirit in Ace form. Ace is seed form. It hasn't come to complete fruition yet. Take the seed today on Money Monday and plant it for your wealth. If you want to know about Ascension, go to ValerieLove.com. The link is below as well, down below. Down below, take action, take action, take action. Gala Games. We were just talking about Gala Games yesterday. I just put Gala Games yesterday. Thank you, Lucifer's Light Tarot 2022. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gala Games. We have it in our Discord. In Ascension, we have a Discord. And I got to tell you something. Ascension members get a lot of perks and goodies. They're in the Discord. And in the Discord, you see the projects that we're looking at, the projects that are coming up, the projects that are possibly going to move in 2022, what directions the market's going in. These markets are like this, right? I've been in crypto since end of 2014. November of 2014 is when I was orange pilled by higher self about Bitcoin. Ever since then, I've been a fanatic, Bitcoin fanatic and beyond. And I got to tell you something. If you don't get in on crypto 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 years ago, you are so going to, I'm not going to use the word regret. I'm not going to use that word. You are going to have an awareness and an awakening that might not be wholly happy. Now, let me give you one last thing before we go to our Galactic Signature of the day. Here's why you have a hard time learning to do something new. Are you ready? I heard this yesterday. I was like, oh my God, that's me and so many clients. Here's I've seen myself doing it, and I've seen people doing it that I serve and coach and seek to catalyze their up level. I see it. Here's why. Because this thing is a little multifaceted, so stay with me for this moment to really get it. Drop everything that you're doing right now to really get this component, because this is life-changing. In addition to all the life-changing things we've said today. When you realize that what you have been doing for years is not getting you the result you desire, what happens? You will have to face the painful truth that your choices brought you to this place. That's painful right there. We don't want to believe that. We want to believe it was somebody else, or it was the economy, or it was this, or it was that. You will have to believe, come to the awareness, not even believe, come to the truth and the awareness that I am in this place because of actions I did or did not take for years. And now that I've come to that, could be painful reality or simply a reality, simply the truth. And now you find yourself in a difficult predicament. You must go back down the mountain. You've been walking up the wrong mountain for 20 years. You must now go back down the mountain and start all over again on the appropriate path. Which means you will have to have persistence. You will have to have the 3, what I call persistence, insistence and consistency. Persistency, insistency, and consistency. You will have to be at that thing and at that thing and at that thing and at that thing. You will have to persevere. You will have to, okay, I am sitting in the middle of a mountain that I have been climbing for years, the jobs mountain, this ain't the relationship for me mountain. I knew it, but I kept pouring my energy somehow because I didn't want to lose what I already invested. I invested so much. Do you understand the universe doesn't care how much you've invested up until this point? It does not care. It's not even part of the equation. How much you invested, but I invested so much. I see us trying to just keep doing it because I invested so much in this path. I'm going to keep going. I got too much in. The universe doesn't care about that. So now you put all this investment or non-investment into this path, this business, this relationship, this not working on health. And here you are, up a mountain that you've been climbing for a long time. And that ain't the mountain. But you don't want to say to yourself, first of all, okay, this is not the mountain. Let me get off this mountain because this mountain is not it. Get off the mountain. Even with all, do you know how much money, probably millions at this point, how much money I've invested, how many businesses I built, how many things that I walked away from and didn't have a problem walking away from them. I was like, well, this is not it. And the awareness that this is not it opens the door to what is it? I don't care how far up on the mountain you climb, this is not the mountain. But we don't even want to accept that we are in a situation that of our own creation, that I have climbed this mountain for all these years, and we don't want to tell ourselves the truth. This is not the mountain, and I've invested all this, and it's not it. And I need to do something else. And then that's why it takes so much perseverance, persistency, insistency, consistency, because then with the same fervor that you were going up that mountain, yeah, I'm going to be in this relationship. Oh man, I poured so much fervor into that relationship. It wasn't it. And I kept trying harder. Well, maybe if I just love more. It wasn't it, boo. It wasn't it. And your spirit already told you, kindly, or maybe knock over the head, but you're still on the mountain. Because you have to come to the Jesus moment, where you say, well, Jesus, you did tell me not to be here, but here I am. And I thought I could make it work. I just invested so much. I thought I could make it work. And then you have a choice point. Am I going to stay on this mountain? That's not it. Or am I going to go back down and go up another mountain, which I don't know what mountain to go up. That's not going to be shown to me until I go back, get off this mountain, or at least make a decision. Because why should it show me another mountain when I'm still committed to this mountain? I think this mountain is all there is. It's the best mountain ever, but it's not for me. There's nothing wrong with the mountain. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just not a match. Okay. You're going to have to go back down that mountain, release everything you invested, pack your shit. Well, this ain't it. I built a tent here on this mountain. I wanted this mountain. I wanted it to be this mountain, but it's not. And this was me. I'm telling you, this was me. Many times. I don't care how much I wanted it to work. It did not work. But I wanted it to work. It did not work. That's not it. Meanwhile, I got resistance to my own real mountain. Okay, I have to go back down the mountain. And now, with the same enthusiasm, joy, open-heartedness, yes, you go and you seek your real mountain. Knowing you're led every step of the way. Where's my mountain? And I feel like going left, and I just go left. And I have blindfolds on because I don't need to know. And I'm not asking 50 million questions. I'm going with spirit. And I go to the left, and somebody says, oh, there's a mountain over there, and something stirs in me. Ooh, there's a mountain over there? And something tells me, that's your mountain. And I got to go and look. You see, you don't want to do all that because you got to start from scratch. And you got to go look for the real one. And then you got to go climb that one. And oh, Lord, just thinking about it is just too much. Let me just stay where I am. But you stuck, boo. You stuck. Who am I talking to? I've been there many times. No judgment, just awareness. I'm fucking stuck right now. Who's willing to speak it? Who's willing to say, okay, there's an area in my life where I have climbed up the mountain. I put so much into it. Do you know how many times I did that? I had to turn around. Do you know how many times I was trying to make the mountain and it wasn't? Boo, I pray I can save you from some of that. I pray, I hope, I intend, I aspire to, if you can hear my story, and if you get saved from another 10 years on that same mountain, I hope you take this opportunity today to look. Here's the card. Go through the open doorway and go to your mountain. Do you see it? It's right on the card. Walk through the open doorway. Leave where you are. Walk your road. Do you see the road right here? It's right here. It's telling you. Above, there's God with giving you the gift, the universe giving you the gift of abundance, prosperity, everything you need is a gift. The way is paved with flowers. Walk it. You see your road? Do you see that this is a lonely road? There ain't no other people on this road. You got to walk it, boo. Do you see that you don't know what's going to happen and you don't know how far that mountain is? Don't matter. Walk it. Walk it. Tanette, you're talking to me within my relationship to men. Girl, that was me. I don't know how many relationships that was me in. And on top of that, one is coming to me right now. Oh my God. I thought about him the other day. There was this man I had in my life back in the day. When I was in my hedonism phase, I talk about that in my book, How to Be a Christian Witch. No, not How to Be a Christian Witch. Confessions of a Christian Witch. Confessions is very spicy. It has all of my hedonism moments in there. Not all of them, but the ones I could write about. So it's kind of spicy. I used to have this dude in my life. Now, this is the part where Reverend Val says something shocking, but I mean, that happens all the time. I had never seen a dick this big in my entire born days. This dude was like 6 feet 8. Chocolate, I mean, delicious. I mean, the minute I laid eyes on him, I was like, chocolate deliciousness, a tall cup of chocolate. This dude, and he was slim, real slim. And so I didn't really know what was going on. When we got together and I saw what was really going on, I have never, and it was not an implant, I have never seen a dick that big in my entire born days. I wanted to look at him like, where are you going with that thing? What are you about to do with that thing? Because you ain't hurting me. I'm not going to the hospital. What are we going to do? You're going to go in half. I can give you half. I got you for half, bro. The other half, I don't know what's going to happen with the other half. I got the tip. Because, dude, what? This is ridiculous. I mean, too much of a good thing is too much. Let me tell you something. I did not want to leave being with that dude. Why? Because, oh my God, that thing was like, oh, and that happened a couple of times. That happened probably 3 times that I got with someone. The sex was so good. And it was like, it was like fiending, like 3 times that happened. After the 3rd time, I'm like, you know what? I keep getting with these chocolate, I mean so delicious. I mean tall. They be coming exactly how I like them. They be coming exactly like, I didn't even put it on a vision board, but they would just show up. I'm a god. I would be like, damn. Here I go again. I'm going down. Somebody help me. I'm going down. Oh my God. And then I would just meet another one. I would be like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done. Because I know what this is about. This ain't my This ain't my mountain. Oh my God, just one more. Right? So, and you be tipping around the hotels and stuff like that. I mean, it's craziness. Well, anyway, after the third time of doing that, I mean, this third one, same thing, chocolate, V-shape. The sex was in heaven. I'm telling, he and I both used to say that. This sex, we just go to heaven. Now, wasn't much else going on. He couldn't even hold a conversation with me matching wits. Not saying anything derogatory about him. It was just different. I'm not better, he's not better. Different. It wasn't my mountain. But oh my God, I didn't want to leave that mountain because we're going to heaven tonight. So you may have several instances of being on the mountain. And next thing, Journey Divine said, I'm hanging out at Revs. Girl, let me tell you, I be pulling some fabulous men. I'm telling you, if you want to pull some fabulous men, I'll show you exactly how to pull some fabulous men. I mean, they be fabulous. They be dripping. They be so sexy and hot, it's not even funny. Because that's my thing. That's how my lessons have come until I started to realize, okay, I keep falling into the same traps. I keep going for the same things. I'm not going to do that anymore. And now I will willingly be celibate. In between, I used to be mad if I was celibate. I had to go find somebody. I will willingly be celibate. I will willingly be with myself in the times when I'm not with someone that I'm truly energetically connected with and aligned with. I am happy to be celibate, and celibate does not mean not having orgasms. Because baby, bedroom Candy, what? Candy Burris, she changed my life because I got all her shit, okay? Get all Candy Burris shit. You know the housewife? Yeah, get all her shit. Get all of them toys she got. They're beautiful. I'll show you one right now. Wait a minute. I will show you one right now. Girl, I don't go nowhere without this one. I'm going to show you how beautiful it is. And then guess what? You don't have to be, look how beautiful that is. Isn't that beautiful? Look how Candy hooked this thing up. The thing looked like diamonds. Look at that bedroom Candy. The thing looked like diamonds. Here go the charger. Look how you plug it. Girl, you can plug this into your computer. Look how you charge the thing. You plug it right in here. Do you see that tiny little hole right there? I know this is not a sex education class. Plug it right in there. And that's how you charge the thing. You can charge the thing on your computer. Come on now. Do not play. And this thing right here is so soft and beautiful. This is just one of them. Candy outdid herself, okay? Candy Burris is bomb.com. I don't care. I don't know about the rest of them housewives. They're not my thing. Maybe they're somebody else's thing. I know my daughter told me yesterday, Stormy Wellington was on there coaching them to get them together. Thank you, Coach Stormy. Get them women together. But I'm going to tell you something about Miss Candy Burris. Nothing but props. Nothing but props to an incredible businesswoman who put together something that was so good and so beautiful and about self-care. It is not in the gutter. It is so high vibration. It is so beautiful. Let me tell you something. Aurora Day was like, oh, no, you didn't, Rev. Aurora Day said, no, she didn't whip out a tarot card and a sex toy in the same sentence. No, she didn't. Look, they're very aligned, okay, family? They're very aligned. Get your tarot card and your sex toy. They're very aligned. It's all high vibration. This is tantric energy. So this will save you from this is not better than or a replacement for a person. Don't misunderstand my words. What I'm saying is you can take care of yourself. Extreme self-love is a whole thing. And Candy has made these things so beautiful. She has one that looks like a lipstick. It looks straight up like a lipstick. And you have it in your purse. And she said, you could be, the idea is you could be at a really stressful meeting. You could be sitting around at the board meeting. You could be sitting around talking about this new project that you all are creating, your team is creating. And you feel, some pent up stress. And you say, pardon me, I'm going to go. I'll be back. Go into the ladies' room. No one knows what you're doing. Turn on the water so they don't hear this, even though it's very quiet. Do you hear that? Okay. Oh, it got 7 levels. That's one. Okay. So you just go in the restroom, turn on the water, and go in the stall and enjoy yourself. That's part of self-love. Give yourself incredible orgasms. That is part of self-love. And you'll find that as your spirituality and the dimensions open to you, your orgasms will be stratospheric. So don't not have orgasms because you haven't yet met with an appropriate person that you desire to share your energy with. Because I'm very particular now about who I share my energy with. Back in the day, oh baby, oh dang, you can get it. Come on. Not no more. And guess what? I don't judge that me. Oh, that me had so much fun. Let me tell you, that me had so much fun. I got it in the club one time, up against the wall in the club. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I got it in. Trust me. When I'm celibate now, I got no regrets because, man, girl, you went for it. Girl, you went for it. Look, when they let me out of the witnesses, I went so crazy. I don't know. I seen so many dicks there. I don't know. I mean, I went for every one I saw. And I think you need to give yourself that out, run wild, get it out your system. No repression. I had to get years of repression out of my system. And then I felt good. I felt release. I'm not advocating for you to go out and sleep with everyone. Do what your spirit calls you to do. That's all, with no judgment. That's all. All right. So there you have sex toys and, of course, miracles all together. Let's go to our galactic signature for the day. Who has it?
I have the signature.
Oh, thank you so much. Go, Dr. B, Queen Hadassah.
Okay. So today, our galactic signature is yellow lunar human. I polarize in order to influence, stabilizing wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the lunar tone of challenge. I am guided by the power of flowering. I polarize in order to influence, stabilizing wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the lunar tone of challenge. I am guided by the power of flowering. I polarize in order to stabilizing wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the lunar tone of challenge. I am guided by the power of flowering. Yellow lunar human.
And that is beautiful. And everyone who does not know what we're talking about with regard to the galactic signature that we all use in our community globally, go to valerielove.com, click on books, and buy the book Decode Yourself. It's actually a book. It's a video book where I walk you through decoding yourself. Or if you are in the mystery school, if you're either in initiation, go to christianwitches.com to find out about initiation. If you're in initiation for 2022, or if you are in ascension, go to valerielove.com to find out about ascension. If you, both of these are the mystery school and more. So if you are in the mystery school, you have this book included in your curriculum. Lesson 1, Know Thyself. You have access to lesson 1. You know where it is. Go get it. If you are a member on the YouTube channel, you also have access to the ebook. And I got to tell you something. I've never created a book like this before. I'm so proud of this book. This book is full color ebook. And the reason I love the ebook version, maybe more than the paperback version, is because the ebook is full color And the ebook actually has the hot link. You just link it and it'll show you the video. Link it and show you the video. In the paperback version, I have to actually walk you through where the videos are. And so you can still go get them. Same info, same info, same info. Oh my God, I love you. You are so loved. Everyone on Clubhouse, can you unmute? Send some love to everyone all over the world so we can hear your voices. And lots of love to the love tubers.
And love to everyone. Love you guys.
Love family. Love you.
Everyone have an incredible
beautiful
day.
Happy day.
Love you all.
Love you.